What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Through Hines Show. In this video, I want to be doing a path of the draft video for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to be talking about their off-season moves and also be doing a three-round mock draft for the Cardinals from ProFootballNetwork.com. So let's go ahead and get started here. Looking at the Arizona Cardinals, they did not have a big, splashy offseason compared to some other teams in the NFL, like the Houston Texans, the Bears, and some of these other teams. When you look at the Cardinals, they did not have a ton of cap space, so they only signed a couple players here. They signed wide receiver Zach Pascal. They signed him to give some more wide receiver help for Kyler Murray. And when you look at Pascal, he had a down year this past year, only having 15 receptions. But the 3 years prior of this past season, he's had at least 3 receiving touchdowns. He's a guy who's been around the league for several years now. I don't feel that's a bad signing there for Arizona. You also look at their other signing. They signed linebacker Kaiser White. He's had over 250 tackles in the last 2 years. He's one of the more underrated linebackers in the NFL. This Arizona Cardinals defense has been inconsistent at times, so getting White, to me, I feel like is a great signing for the Arizona Cardinals. And like I said, that's pretty much their main signings. They didn't have a huge offseason compared to some of these other teams. Heading into the draft, the Arizona Cardinals' main emphasis has to be getting an edge rusher. When you look at the Cardinals, J.J. Watt retired and Zach Allen signed with the Broncos. They combined for 50% of the Cardinals' sacks last season. Looking at this three-round mock draft here, Arizona has the 3rd pick overall. To me, I do not think they should overthink this. I think this pick is obvious. They should draft edge rusher from Alabama, Will Anderson. Will Anderson has been an absolute beast his whole career with the Crimson Tide. In 3 years, he has over 200 tackles. He has over 58 tackles for loss and over 35 sacks. He would give a much-needed boost to this edge rusher group to the Cardinals because, like I mentioned, they're losing 50% of their sack production from a year ago. You have to find somebody who could be a good replacement, and I feel like Will Anderson will be a perfect replacement here. Drafting him with the 3rd pick overall. They had the 34th pick overall, a 2nd-round pick. I had them taking Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back from Alabama. I love this pick here. I know some people might not like it. He might be the best player on the board at this point that could use some running back help. And him and Kyler Murray has potential to be an absolutely explosive and dynamic quarterback and running back duo. He had over 1,300 total yards this past season, 10 touchdowns. He had over 40 receptions as well. And when you look at Gibbs, and most years he would be by far the best running back in a draft class. But Robinson from Texas, many people consider him to be a generational type of running back talent. But Jahmyr Gibbs, I just don't think he's being talked about enough. Gibbs here with the 34th pick, I feel like that's something that should be talked about more. The Cardinals have 2 third-round picks, and with their first third-round pick, they take Miami, Florida cornerback Tyreek Stevenson. He's the best corner available. He's probably the best player available at this point as well. I was kind of surprised that he was still here. When you look at Arizona, they could use some corner help with Byron Murphy leaving to go to Minnesota. This is a great fit here for the Arizona Cardinals. If he's here, I feel like you have to take him. Anytime you get a position need, but it's also best player available, you should always do that. But the Cardinals take him with a 66th pick overall with a great draft choice and taking Tyreek Stevenson, the Miami, Florida cornerback. Like I said, the Arizona Cardinals have 2 third-round picks, and with their 2nd third-round pick, with the 96th pick overall, the Arizona Cardinals take A.T. Perry, the wide receiver from Wake Forest. This is a great pick. A.T. Perry is extremely underrated. The last 2 years with Wake Forest, he has over 2,300 receiving yards. He's averaging over 15 yards per catch. He has over 150 receptions, and he has 26 touchdowns. He's a guy who has had an absolutely great 2 years, the last 2 years in college. I feel like this would be a great draft choice for Arizona because there's rumors and talks about DeAndre Hopkins could be traded. And if he is traded, I feel like this could possibly change the entire, draft situation for Arizona. Maybe they take a wide receiver earlier. But getting A.T. Perry in the 3rd round, whether DeAndre Hopkins gets traded or not, I feel like it's a great idea for Arizona to give Kyler Murray some more weapons, to give this wide receiver group a little bit more help. But looking at this mock draft here, I feel like they did a great job by getting the best player available, and those best players available are also team needs. They did a great job here getting Will Anderson, the edge rusher from Alabama, taking another Alabama player here, and Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back, with the 34th pick overall. They also took Miami, Florida cornerbacks Tyreek Stevenson, and then they take Wake Forest wide receiver A.T. Perry. Comment your thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals offseason. Comment your thoughts on who you want the Cardinals to draft. That about does it for this video. If you're new to the channel or if you've seen my videos before, I would really, really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time on the Sports Through Hines Show.